But that was a bad decision that turned into a worse decision when I got upside down. Good to go. Bueno.
Coming up this episode, Airrush rider and Spanish rep Ciastula joins the show to fill us in on the full Tarifa picture, having lived and ridden here all his life. Clinton Phelan talks us through the Airrush prototype board building process now that he has a new CNC shaping machine installed at their design HQ in Muizenberg in Cape Town. While in Tarifa, we visited Jaime Herraiz' superb new retail and shaping room experience at WET, and we also hear about his super high definition webcam business, SpotFav. Best team riders and fitness fanatics Ruben Lenten and Youri Zoon limber you up to ride hard. We speak to PKOA photographer Toby Bromwich about how he sees the season running so far, and we present an in-depth behind-the-scenes report from the S Invitational in Cape Hatteras. Bruna Kajiya features in our Mystic Moments series this episode, and we round the show out with a profile of North's US rider Colleen Carroll, who took a clean sweep of wins at the S. Hi guys, welcome to episode 10. We're really pleased to have made 10 episodes, but we're also really pleased that we launched our special new iPad app. So those of you with iPads, I hope you're enjoying this episode. We are here in Tarifa. We're on a very windy rooftop, joined by Joe Ciastula.
Hi, mate.
Long-time resident of Tarifa. Joe grew up here from a little boy. He's been kitesurfing here for many years. Your dad shaped windsurfing and kitesurfing boards here from the 90s. So, I mean, you've pretty much seen everything come and go in Tarifa, haven't you?
Yeah, gone from small fisherman's town to what Tarifa is now. Yeah, definitely. It's a great place to grow up and can't complain. Yeah, windy, sunny, nice girls, good parties. Hey, what more can you want?
Go. So we are on top of a brand new restaurant called Silos 19. It's not actually open yet, so we're really lucky to be able to shoot from here. But obviously it's got great views over the city. It's located right in the Old Town, so those of you who know Tarifa, the Old Town wall is literally just here. The entrance to the town, and this part of the Old Town is full of loads of old restaurants. It's got a really traditional feel. It's got a really Spanish element to it, and I think that's why a lot of people love to come to Tarifa, because that element doesn't change.
Yeah, this is the real Tarifa. Like outside of the walls, it changes because it gets bigger and bigger. But this place stays the same. All the little restaurants, the old little streets that southern Spain is known for. This is where you see it. It's, definitely a must.
When does it get really crazy?
Probably from the middle of June until last week in August is when Tarifa is ridiculous. I mean, on the water you can have 1,000 kites in the air. It's a sight to see, and really good fun. Yes, but yeah, the night it probably goes from about 10,000 to 30,000 people for the space of they call it kind of like the beach resort. Well, because it's like a ski resort.
Well, it gets so hot inland, doesn't it, that all the Spanish people, young people, come here and just spend time and party and really. I mean, it sounds like a nightmare kiting amongst 1,000 people, but I'm told that the atmosphere is amazing.
I mean, like everywhere, there's days and days, but the general vibe and the lifestyle that this place has, you have to have a hard time to be in a bad mood. Yeah. It kind of reminds you like how in Hawaii everybody surfs. The local sport for Tarifa is kiting.
I mean, you used to do the world tour a lot, but now you've moved on and you are working distribution for Airrush Spain. So you've been with Airrush a long time.
Yeah, 6 or 7 years. Yeah, easily. Yeah, known Clinton, Pado, all the guys since day one. So they're a family.
They seem like they are family. I mean, I've visited them in Cape Town a few times, and it's always good fun. So the next feature that we've got is from when I went to see the Airush HQ in Muizenberg, just outside Cape Town. And Clinton, the board designer and MD, has got himself a really nice new CNC machine, so he can make super quick prototype boards and play to his
crazy projects.
Yeah. Have you been working with him for a long time?
Yeah, I mean the HQ used to be in Perth about 4 or 5 years ago, and we go out there, and he's always wanted a CNC, and now he has it. Clinton is the mad scientist combined with Mark Patterson, the kite designer, and sitting on the table with those guys, just throwing ideas out there. It's great fun, and that's why they produce what they do produce. No, it's good. It's a good vibe, very good vibe.
Cool. Well, let's have a look at Clinton's new toy. So we're here today to look at the CNC machine that you've just got for your twin tips. You've had one for the surfboards for a little while. How are you finding the new twin tip machine?
Yeah, it's taking a little bit of time getting it all dialed in. But it's coming along nicely and getting into more of a routine of getting prototypes done.
Can you give us an idea of how much difference it's made to your processes?
In terms of getting product out, we can pretty much build a board in a couple of days. Where in the past it would have taken us maybe a month to send the board off to China or to wherever we were doing the production at that time, and then get them to make a prototype for us and then send it back. So that if we want to change something, then we got to wait.
Okay. Cool. Can we go in and have a look at it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Warp speed.
No.
Okay, so basically we take the feedback from either our test team or the riders and what we want to change on the board, and then from there we'll create a computer file to give us an idea of what we want to improve. We'll put that into the file and create the toolpath from the 3D model. So once the toolpath is created, then it will cut the cores and the molds. If you look at the mold, the top and the bottom mold, that will basically go on each side of the board, and within that we'll have the core, which is made of wood or whatever material we choose to use at that time. So what we have here is the core material, and in this case we've used poplar, and it's what we call a vertical wood sandwich. We're using sections of poplar together, so the nature of wood is that it's got hard and soft bits, and if you connect them then you get a more continuous core with more continuous density. So this is an example of a more completed core where we've put the inserts in and the ABS rails being added and the ABS inserts for the fins. So when we get to the core assembly, then we would take the bottom sheet, which is the layer of protective PBT, and this would start in the base of the mold. Then we would take the laminate, put the laminate down, and once we've done that, we'll wet the laminate out. Then the core goes in to the layer. Then the next section of the laminate will go over, at which point we'll wet that out. We'll either pre-wet it up or wet it out on top of the board. Normally we would wet it out to a certain weight. Once that is done, then the final section is taking the top sheet, which is the top protective layer. That's the complete layer done. Then from there we would take the top mold, and then the top mold will be positioned with the locators onto the total laminate. So that's everything ready to go before it goes into the press. So yeah, looking at the components of the press, what we have here is, over here you have the rocker bed, which has the bottom rocker that we need on the board. Then over here there's a bag that it inflates. So basically it's a pneumatic bag. And then over here we have Pim, who actually operates the press. So then we leave it for a few hours at least for the board to cure. In production you would typically have a heated press, where if you heat the press then you can obviously improve the cycle time, do a lot more boards at once. And you could also cool the press if you have boiling water running through the press, and then cool water to heat the board up to get it to set quickly, and then cool it so that it keeps its shape once it comes out of the press.
Just one more.
So one thing about Tarifa is all the kites are in development, which obviously means that there are a lot of kite shops here. I don't think there's anywhere else that has as many, do you?
No, probably this is one of the biggest group of kite shops for sure.
Yeah, and there's some really special ones as well. All about really good shopping experiences, and you can go and find pretty much anything that you want to buy here. Jaime Herraiz has been here a long time. He's just opened up a new place. You must have known him for a long time.
Yeah, since I was a grom. He used to help us out at the beach, look after us on tour, make sure we didn't get into too much mischief. Yeah, no, he's the godfather for us, for sure.
Yeah.
Long time.
So the new place that he's opened is kind of like a flagship store. With there's a shaper working in a glass room in the back, so you can go and see how the boards are made. The area where all the gear is sold is huge. There's a cafe there as well.
There's a cafe, yeah. No, it's
Kids
a little lounge area. Yeah, that's an excuse to get his kids next good playground. But no, it's great. It's a really they've done a huge job. They've been working solid for the last 6 months, and no, it's really slick, clean. You can see everything. There's everything known there. No, it's good. Great shop. Happy for him. He deserves it.
Cool. Well, I went down there to check it out, and here's what Jaime told me about it.
This is a really interesting project we've been working on for the last year.
Okay.
And it sort of like goes along the lines of what our customers need in year 2013. Where not only a small beautiful boutique will do, it's so easy to just sit on your couch at night and purchase that you need to like give up a little bit more to your customer. So what we thought it was making a relaxed atmosphere, for people to come and just shop with no stress. So if say they have to commit to a certain amount of money for a purchase, you don't want to put a pistol on their head. You want to like have them, take an easy, reflexive decision. So we built like a cafeteria, a little park for the kids, a lounge area, and with all these toys here. With our factory, so people can see how we build our boards. So everything sort of like makes a little bit of a complete universe for people passionate just like us to come and buy with no stress. We're very, very glad and happy and very excited about what's going to happen and what's coming, because it's sort of like it goes back to the roots. What I was saying earlier, it goes back to our real inner feeling. This is a nice atmosphere to work and also to attend customers.
You talked about heritage. One of your heritages, you were one of the space monkeys. Do you still in touch with the guys at all?
Not so much, unfortunately. I see them on and off. We keep a little bit of a contact through email, but not too much. Everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and we still love each other a lot. And every time we hang out, it's all fun and giggles. But
who got the most barrels?
I mean, at least Martin tried the most. Yeah, Martin tried the most, and Jeff also did his bit. And,
Jeff for sure did his bit, yeah. And also you're obviously a bit of an entrepreneur these days, as well as having a very successful kiteboarding career. Spotify, some really high-tech webcams. What's happening there?
What happened is, like, when I came back from Hawaii, I was very used to check the weather on cameras. You know, Hawaii is surrounded by cameras, built by Surfline. And when I came here, there was no cameras.
Okay.
And so I had to work, and I had to figure out whether there was waves in El Palmar, which is 60 km from here, or how was the wind, whether the Levante was really gusty or not. Okay. So we had this online store, and that had very low traffic, and I was trying to come up with a solution that will bring traffic to the website. Right. And I said, you listen, I'm gonna kill two birds in one shot. I'm gonna build my own camera, so I don't have to drive all the way to El Palmar to see whether there's surf or not. And at the same time, I'm gonna give a tool so people will visit my website. He went off the hook. In 2 weeks, we had 2,000 users, and it was like word of mouth. We didn't even make any advertising, nothing. Friends of a friend of a friend of a friend. The cameras were fully booked, and that's how we started. SpotFab, and now we have around 50 cams. We're spreading to Europe, and our business model is to take worldwide, to become a worldwide solution for what we call real-time weather reporting.
It is a different kind of webcam. We've been using it for a month, and you can literally start picking out the kite sizes that people are riding. It zooms in and out a lot.
Yeah, and
the camera technology is
exactly
amazing.
It is amazing. It comes back to the beginning. Like, it was my toy, and I needed to have full HD, perfect angles, and I wanted the camera to be full rotating. So we set the standards up here, and we could not back up from there. And that's why the camera it's so good.
Well, up next we've got a feature with Ruben, who uses the TRX equipment, packs up really small, can take it travelling with him really easily. He's definitely a fitness fanatic, and he's joined this time by his new teammate Youri Zoon, who he shows a few exercises, and we'll see how they get on.
Alright, welcome. We're here in Turks and Caicos. I've got the beautiful Youri Zoon, 2-time world champion, here next to me. And we would like to run you through some of our favorite workout exercises. Because we're on the road all the time, we don't have a nice gym close by, so we need to be quite creative. And that's why we use our body weight and some TRX materials. So let us run you through some warming up exercises, some exercise for the legs, and core stability, because that looks good on the beach and that will make you score some patches and land some good tricks. So let's do this, buddy. Nice one. Alright, so for the warming up, we do the hesitating flamingo, I'd like to call it. It's basically a one-legged exercise, and you just raise the other leg up and down 20 times each leg. Then the core gets nicely warmed up, and the leg too. The ankle gets nice and stable. And you really want to focus on that core stability, right? And keep your hands up. Keep the breathing going. Might look a bit weird, people might look at you, laugh at you, but in the end you're laughing and stomping your tricks, so that's what matters, right? Alright, now we're going to do some squats with the hands in the air. This looks really funny, but it works really well. So there we go. You want to make sure your knees don't come in front of your knee, in front of your toes. So you really want to keep them here, and then twist your hips and keep it straight back. So this is the plank. You basically lean on your forearms and on your toes, and then you really want to push your heels back and tense up your core. And then hold that for like 30 seconds. And we have a sideways plank. And if you're pretty comfortable doing this, then you can always lift one leg up. Always stick to like the 30 seconds, that's fine. So yeah, we just busted out the quick ladder, which is a very great tool to keep training fun, and there are so many different variations possible, and it's really good for cardio, and yeah, your legs will burn for sure. Look at the speed he's got going there. Yeah, Youri, come on, bro. Just warming up, save yourself a little. So definitely one of my favorite TRX tools. We'll show you a few exercises that we like, but there's so many possibilities for full body workouts. But here, Youri, why don't you show them the back? This one is really good for the back and the core. Start with straight arms, and then just keep your arms straight. And pull out. Good. And then you want to go really slow back. And then explosive out again. So this is a pretty advanced workout. You can also, instead of going wide, which is really heavy, you just go a little lighter. So if you're not that strong in the back yet, you want to go like this. Where do you want to go? And when you're up, you really want to go slowly down. And then explosive again. Oh, Youri's already almost dead. Heavy, isn't it? Yeah. Nice one. Well, that's one of the very good exercises. All right, so you can do the same one, push up and put in your knees, or you can also move your knees to the side to get the sides going. So you push up. All right, so this one is really good for the back as well. Got my feet a little elevated to make it more heavy. So you go up, and when you're on top, you really want to go slow down again, and then explosive up. So we all know how important your legs are when you're kite surfing. So we got Youri here demonstrating the one leg squat. It's a very good exercise for the overall leg stability from the ankle and the knee, and also to get the quads and the hammies going. You keep your other leg straight, and you go as low as you can, or what is comfortable. And you always want to make sure that you focus on the balance point on your foot. I really had to realign how I land, how I walk, how I do everything. You don't want your knees to go in front of your toes, so always keep aligned, and otherwise you got to adjust somewhere else in your body. But don't make your knees go further than your toes. That's always very important. So another variation on this exercise, once you've got this going, I do it with 2 legs, but it's for a very explosive result as well. It's the jumping. You really want to focus on the soft landing. Alright, this is for the more advanced people under us, because this is very heavy, very explosive, especially on the hamstrings. First time I did this exercise, for 3 days I was in pain, like walking like this. But it's basically like a one leg squat, and then you jump up, and then you land on the next leg. Check this out. So yeah, we always focus on core stability, and whenever you take yourself off balance, then your body got to adjust to keep you straight. So as you want to keep training fun too, we just combine some exercises sometimes. So right now we're going to do some push-ups and hand claps, and that way your core has got to adjust whenever you lift your hand up. So just finished the hardcore workout session with my buddy Youri Zoon, and it's always important to hydrate your body with enough water, and then when the wind is going to crank, after the workout I always crack open a Red Bull just to keep the energy flowing for the rest of the day, right? So we want to keep that pace up. Shred hard, ride hard, work hard, play hard. That's how we do it. I think it's blowing, so it's time for a kite session now. Peace out and cheers.
So you obviously used to do the world tour. You keeping up with the progression of it now?
Yeah, no, definitely try to keep up as much as possible.
It's pretty easy now, isn't it, with the live stream that the guys are doing? I think they're doing a really good job with it.
No, it's a great tool. No matter where you are, if you're sat in your office or any part of the world, you can see all the root for the team and see all the guys going at it. No, it's a great, brilliant tool.
And I think they did a really good job in Le Cat at the Mondial de Vente. I mean, obviously it was really windy as well, and a certain Aaron Hadlow made his comeback.
He did, yeah, with a point. No, good. I mean, Aaron, strong win. He's always Mr. Slick in those conditions, and 5 times world champ. Proved it again. There he is, back on top. No, definitely hasn't lost it. Definitely. Yeah, no, it's good to see.
Great to see him back, making the World Tour really exciting again this year. So here's the world news, starting with an interview that I did with PKRA photographer Toby Bromwich. Okay, here we are for the news section. I'm joined by Toby Bromwich, official PKRA photographer. How's it going, Toby?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah. Alex had a great start to the season. Of course, 2 for 2, couldn't ask for better than that. He's been training really hard this winter. I've actually been living with him, so I've been on the same training regime, been going to the gym with him and everything. And
how hard's that been?
It's been pretty brutal, but once you get into it, it's it gets easier. But I think you can really see that in his riding, and he's not getting as tired and during heats and things like that. So he seems quite confident going into this year. And I think Mark Jacobs, I was speaking to him, he's been doing a lot of training, and he's working with some guys who are developing New Zealand athletes. So he's really stepped up his consistency. So he's going to be quite a dangerous one this year. He's already beaten Youri and Aaron Hadlow. So Youri, I think, has had a little bit, of bad luck with the Kite tangle incident, and definitely had some work to do, like climbing back through the doubles. And he also drew Aaron in that heat in France. Yeah, I think it's going to be the way that you're not going to have perfect events every event. So it's a long season, so there's going to be plenty of time for those 4 to be battling it out. Yeah. And Aaron, it's great to see him back. I mean, I wasn't too sure if he was going to come to France. I think he's still working on his injury. He said he's not feeling 100%. But I mean, you can see as soon as he gets on the water, he's not really lost any of the competing experience that he's had. So he looked confident, and he knew what he was doing, and he knew he was doing enough to get through each heat. And I think for him it was a test, like just to see how he was going to go. He knows he's still got work to do, and I think he's going to be really dangerous when he's at 100% health. Yeah, the top 3. I mean, I'd say they're a little bit ahead of the rest of the girls, but again, like Manuela Jungo and new rider called Paula Novotná from Czech Republic, and she's riding really good and solid. So I think she's her first year on tour, but I think with a little bit of experience, she's going to be knocking on the door of the top 3 as well.
Good, well, sounds exciting. Look out for Toby in the next episode. We're going to be filming a feature all about his favourite pictures that he's ever taken. And coming up now, we've got the rest of the world news. The Founders Kite Club held their first event at the Movenpick Resort in El Gouna, Egypt, between the 20th and 26th of May, in order to help its entrepreneurial members make business connections and discuss central entrepreneurial problems, but also, and more importantly, to kitesurf together with world champions and best pro team riders Youri Zoon, Christine Boise and Lewis Crathern. Kite show editor Craig went along and caught up on the action. The majority of participants come from a strong online tech background, human resource businesses, and they brought their new marketing ideas and special input on technical innovations with them. The founders of the Founders Kite Club, including CEO of Best Kiteboarding, Sebastian Heitman, developed the event community as their impressions of entrepreneurs and kitesurfers were very similar. They are willing to take a risk, are decisive, adventurous, open-minded, and have a certain attitude to life. The founders and sponsors are also working closely with charities such as Kite Right, which empowers people with physical or mental health challenges through kitesurfing. The next event is in Tarifa from October the 7th to the 13th. Applications can be sent via Facebook or directly through the Kite Founders webpage. Another invitational event, the Kite Ride Bonaire, is the brainchild of Ruben Lenten, and saw him invite some of the world's best wake style and park riders to the island to put on a kiteboarding show. Obstacles were built by a local crew of volunteers, and as well as the pros throwing down, there was an opportunity for people to ride with the elite performers. There were some winners at the end of the week too. Aaron Hadlow took the freestyle, Sam Light the kicker event, and Billy Parker took the slider event and the overall win. Based around being a super fun event for riders and the crowds, here's some action from some of the riders in attendance. Look out for an official video edit from the event coming soon at kiteridebonaire.com. Over the last 7 years, the Triple S has grown to become the sport's leading wake-style, slider and surf combo event run by Real Kiteboarding in Cape Hatteras. Up to now, it's been run as a laid-back jam with riders voting and judging each other's performances at the end of the week, but this year it took on a totally new competitive format, attracting many of the sport's most high-profile names each year to the insane conditions and world-class slider park. The increase in prize money of $25,000 this year was a big factor leading to the change towards a professionally judged event.
It's very technical, isn't it, this side of the sport? So a bit of pressure today, maybe.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's great, and we're calling it the Triple S standards, and hopefully it's something that people are stoked about, and it'll be a good clear way to sort out the competition, because it's really, I mean, sometimes when it's like these best guys, the best riders in the world, it's tough to sort out who's who. They'll get 2 rounds each, and it'll be the top 3 from each heat advances, and then we'll have a final.
For me, it was all excitement, but now that I know that each hit counts so much more, and you don't get you don't get an hour to session it.
Spoiled.
Yeah.
We've been so spoiled. You get 10 times.
Yeah. It's
10 times
just
to get your best hit.
all out for 2 runs.
Do you think it levels the playing field a little bit as well?
Definitely, and it makes the guys with the big names and the guys who are expected to win, puts a lot of pressure on them. So you can have people come up pretty quickly in an event like this, like Roshan last.
Sometimes you got to play it safe too. I mean, you don't want to always go for that banger trick off the kicker that you might land, because you crash that, and then it's all over.
So obviously as Brits, we do everything the right way. Is there anyone doing any dirty tactics like the Americans around here?
There's a few people walking around with pins on the end of their toes. Yeah.
Not branded.
Popping kites in the pump-up area. But no, it's good to be over in the States.
Team tactics.
It's Sam, nice of you to join us. How you doing?
Yeah, I thought I'd show up this time.
So who's winning the table tennis contest? You guys got a pretty mean house, haven't you?
I'd like to claim that one.
Well, I don't know, man. Sabo came over the other night and really just...
So it's 1-0 to the Americans already?
It is a little bit.
American competition.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And apparently they can play table tennis.
I gave him a run for his money. At least.
So what about today? How are we feeling? It's new format.
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Like, why not? It's a good slope style format, and this eventually everything's moving forward with the PKA. It's like live scoring. You can put that on a big screen with the streaming. Yeah. Eventually, it needs to happen to this side of the sport as well.
All right. Well, good luck today. And then just finally, you guys are usually travelling with your other halves. Who's taking over the après session massages? And
it's a bit of a boys' trip. I mean, we go back to the house, sit on the computers really, and just most of us are on Skype most of the time. So.
With a girlfriend.
It's all very boring, really.
So how are you guys feeling about Team America doing well today?
I think it's going to be a Team American sweep. Yeah. Probably right here.
You got any tactics though to keep the Brits down? I mean, they try to travel in a pack, don't they?
They do, and they ride together on the water.
I'm going to dangle a tea bag behind my harness and skipping in the water.
right in the other direction.
And it's going to lead a trail of
follow you the whole time.
Yeah, that's one.
So, new format sorted, the riders were pumped, and with tactics locked down, they hit the slider course, which consisted of 5 features. First up at the top of the course, the North Rooftop, then into the Liquid Force Reverse Rainbow, followed by the left foot Nash Kicker at the top of the course. Then onto the right foot for the immense John Wayne Cancer Foundation slider, and finally, right next to the crowd and in front of the other competitors, a big punt off the Decline Kicker. Day 1 saw ideal conditions with riders on 10 to 12s, good weather and plenty of spectators out on the dock catching the action. Heats were crammed in back to back until gone 8 PM, and the final would be run first thing the next morning.
Right, so we're literally straight off the water after your final. Yep. How are you feeling it went?
It went okay. The last run I got a little overpowered, so it was a lot harder to complete my heat, but it was fun. Felt better than yesterday.
You seemed a little bit disappointed yesterday when you came off.
Yeah, because I wasn't getting good hits on the rails, I think because of the wind direction, but it kind of switched a little, so it was a lot easier to get it all the way across the rails today.
So you can kick back and watch the boys now?
Yeah, I'm going to kick back and watch.
Who is your money on? It's looking like a pretty intense final.
I'm going to go with Hedlow. He's always been my favorite. I don't know.
Good call.
Yeah.
Right, Brandon, all's going to plan, made the final. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good. My throat hurts a little bit, but other than that, I'm feeling great.
A little bit to do with that crash you had yesterday?
Yeah, I think I bruised my trachea. somehow.
Ooh.
I think I took a neck, lip and neck. I feel like took most of the impact.
A trachea injury. I'm not sure we've had one of those before.
No, I think it's a kiteboarding first.
So how many guys we got in the final going in there?
We should have a 9-man final.
Okay.
We're gonna get 2 runs each through the park, and best score counts off each feature. So it'll be a total of your 5 best hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On. Do you think we're going to see anything new today? Triple S is always about progression. Is this format allowing for that?
It's hard, right? I think now you'll see a lot of people pushing it because it's like either all or nothing at this point. Yesterday, I think people were trying to not play it safe, but make sure they made it into the next round. So I think you're going to see a lot more today. I'm sure Eric has some things he wants to do. I'd like to land a P5. I don't think anyone landed one of those yesterday. Close, but no takers. So that would be a good one.
Did you get a dum-dum yesterday first time?
I did. Yeah. Really fun trick. We stoked with that. Yeah, really fun trick. I've been doing them. I learned them off the cable with Billy this spring, and then just kind of took them over to the kite when we got here and started riding on the features. By the way, this everyone's going to have practice, so I'm going to let you go. Yeah, I gotta go. Say hi. All right.
James, you got a quick minute before you go out?
Yeah.
Right. 3 British boys in the finals. Good news, isn't it?
It's always good news, yeah. Make up a third of the final in an American event.
Yeah, right. We've got a good chance. How's the finger? You look like a nasty injury you had yesterday.
Yeah, it's alright. It's kind of...
Doesn't help with passes though, does it?
Doesn't help with much, no.
But
it could have been worse. It'd be alright.
Does it feel like a long time when you stood up waiting for your run? It's different. Obviously, you can see guys just lined up, and it feels like forever until you come back around again.
Yeah, it's a long. I don't think normally you have to wait any time that long. Like normally, if you have to wait that time, you won't even have a kite up. But in the same way, it's kind of. I don't know. That's where all the banter comes in. And
yeah, right. Is there a bit of banter going on?
Always, yeah. Nice. There's a lot of psyching out with the Yanks and I've not really been in a heat with any of the other British guys, so I've been on my own so far. But now we're a bit more level, so see if we can take a few down. And
results for the slider event would be revealed along with the surf and slicks at the final night's prize giving. Day 3 saw the surf contest run in just about adequate surf, but it was definitely contestable, and a demonstration of the range of conditions on offer in Hatteras. Here's Jason Slezak just ahead of his semi-final and with some more background on the history of the event.
It's good to see the guys doing loads of crossover, isn't it? All the Waystyle guys.
I mean, that's why we started the Triple S originally. You know, surf, slicks, and sliders are the 3 S's. It's really the 3 main disciplines that, you know, I personally and Trip and everybody at Reel has always stood behind. It's also what we have the best conditions here for. We're really unique to be able to have the flat water and shallow water to set up a slider park, having the islands to create a slick, and then having the whole Atlantic Ocean open to us from almost every direction for wind. So it really shows off what Cape Hatteras has. And then the riders that have always been invited and are still kind of perpetuating the Triple S are those people that cross over. You know, they ride boots, they ride strapless, they throw down on the flat water, they love riding the park, and it's really that feeling and vibe is why we created the event, and it still, you know, holds through to everybody that's here.
When the surf event concluded, the entourage moved quickly to the south of Hatteras Island to a spot known as the Washout to finish off the slicks final that had started the day before but had been rained off with a storm. The action was intense, as this is a more even playing field with much less local bias coming into play. But let's save the exciting action for that contest just a little longer till we catch up with the winner. Friday night, day 6 of the event, was party night and the crowning ceremony. I grabbed a word with the winners straight after the awards and before the carnage.
It's hard to pick one moment, you know, like the whole week has been pretty epic, to be honest. I mean, it's easy to say, but it actually has. We had win for the first almost every day. I mean, we've barely had a day without win, so it's been such a productive competition. Seeing all the media that we captured, all the heats going like to plan, like everyone was happy. You know, it's really good to finish an event and please everyone.
Feel like that. Day 1 sliders was pretty good conditions though, wasn't it? Day 2 in the final was a little bit more gusty, temperamental.
It was tricky as well because we had the heat the day before and then straight into the final the day after. We were on different kites. It was a little bit rainy, a little bit gusty, so it was hard to go straight into the final like that, which made it even closer. And with the new format, all the heats were really close anyway, so it was cool.
And then Rookie of the Year, Alex, as well.
Oh yeah. I don't feel like much of a rookie because it's all like a bunch of good friends riding together. But no,
you're a rookie.
Rookie.
I'm a rookie. I'm the rookie. No, it's amazing competition. You know, just it's a very stressful format. I don't think people really can see that like at home, because everybody kind of comes in and it's like all eyes on you for a specific period of time, and then it's just kind of like it's over. You know, it's in the books.
Well, that 8-man final at the end, I think was the best final of the whole week. It really felt like there was quite a lot riding on it. I was a little bit unsure who could pull out what. I mean, you had the front blind mode, which you knew in your back pocket was kind of like you pull out trick, you pull that out first. 2 rounds in a row, slam it. Must have felt pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean those conditions as well. Like, okay, there's certain different wind strengths, but when I get on a 13, you know, the kite kind of sits there, and you can be pretty confident that the tricks that I know I'm fairly consistent of is, you know, I'm probably going to land them most of the time. So when I went out for the final, I was just like, well, I might as well just go for it, and I'm pretty sure I'll land it. And if I start off good, I know that I can do the other tricks like all good. So I kind of just went, and I just wanted it done, so and make it all flow and look good, and I know I could do that. So I just did 1 tack, 2 tricks, turned around, came back and did another couple, and then dropped the kite. I was pretty happy with that.
It was definitely slick. Last episode we ran a competition to win North's awesome Trust Bar. The question you had to answer was, what is North's classic 5th line system called? The answer of course is the 5th Element, and the winner is, it's Dee Goddard from the UK. So well done to you, we'll be in touch about your prize. Now this episode we're going to hand over to Kitty Hawk instructors and Mystic reps, Adam and Galen, with details on this episode's competition. Are you guys ready?
I think it's the coolest place in town. So in this episode of the Kite Show, we're going to be giving away a Mystic Majestic harness and a Mystic Majestic wetsuit. The wetsuit that we're going to show you is the gray color. The wetsuit you are going to be receiving is the blue. Similar to this blue. Yes. This is the new 2013 Mystic Majestic harness. It has the same high quality that you can come to expect from Mystic. The harness, the biggest difference of this harness this year is the 360-degree pre-curve shape. It also has the memory foam technology, which is new to this year, which is going to provide you maximum support and comfort in this harness. Some of the other features that I would say that we have is the new high-tech low torque clicker 3.0 system. It has the new spreader down system that attaches to the clicker. So one click, and that quick you're in and out of the harness.
So also we are giving away the 2013 Majestic wetsuit. I rock this wetsuit day to day. We have fully taped seams, M-Flex, which gives you lots of stretch in the arms and flex where you need it. You also have reinforced knee pads, so if you do end up on your knees, it's going to be reinforced. And you have aquaflush system, so you have a vented perforated hole on the inside of the cuff on both legs, which is going to drain water when it fills up. Another key feature to the Majestic back zip is, it's in here. So you have a pullover top, so it completely stops the water from coming to the inside of the wetsuit. For your chance to win, answer this question correctly.
Who is the 2-time and current men's world champion who rides for Mystic?
Enter your correct answers on the Kite Show Facebook fan page for your chance to win.
Yes! That was good.
Woo! That was smooth.
Mystic Moments is a series that we're doing with our series sponsor Mystic, obviously, and we're featuring some of their top riders who are telling us a little bit about some of their favourite moments in their career. So up next we've got a feature with Bruna Kajiya, who is going to be talking about the moment she was the first girl to land an NIS. What do you think about what her and other girls are bringing to kiteboarding? I mean, the girls are really carrying it forward now as well, aren't they?
They're pushing it for sure. They don't hold back. I think Bruna was probably one of the first to start really pushing the unhook and the power envelope a bit. I'm starting with all the handle passes, and yeah, I reckon one of the most stylish girls out there. She stomps any of the moves and can give a guy a run for the money any day. So no, it's good to see the girls pushing it, and yeah, I guess they'll just get better and better.
Yeah,
so, no, good.
Let's hear from Bruna.
Being the first girl to land the NIS was one of those moments that really stand out from my career. I'll carry it with me for a long time just because of the meaning of it. Landing that trick really represented so much more. I had a feeling of accomplishment of doing something that I didn't think was possible. I only seen the boys do it, and I went out there and really tried it. And I think it only takes one person to do one little thing that can open so many doors and possibilities and inspire people to keep pushing it. And I'm very proud to have done that for the girls at the time.
Thanks for joining us today, Joe. What are you up to now?
I think we're going to grab a beer, aren't we, mate?
Let's do that. We'll make it a grande.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks to everybody for watching the show, and I hope you're enjoying your iPad apps. Thanks to everybody for contributing. Thanks to Ben Asselman for Spanish style music that he's made for us this time. And also thanks to the guys at Silos 19, the restaurant that we've been shooting at today. Make sure you check it out when you come to Tarifa. And we will see you next time.
I'm Colleen Carroll. I am 26 years old. I grew up in a town outside of Seattle, Washington, and I now call Hood River, Oregon home. So as of this last fall, I ride for North Kiteboarding. I'm really stoked to be on their international team, and I'm also riding for the Ion Essentials international team, as well as Sensi Bikinis, my bikini sponsor. So I first started kiting technically a really long time ago, like 2001. My parents were windsurfers and I was trying to learn to windsurf as a kid, and then we saw this new thing called kiteboarding start up in the gorge. It was a little crazy and I didn't actually take to it right away. It seemed like a lot of gear to me, and I was really into snowboarding. So it wasn't until actually my last year of college in 2008 that I kind of took to it again, met some people, and actually got my own equipment and was able to kind of stay and ride upwind. So that's how I started kiteboarding. I'd say my favorite thing about kiteboarding is going out and sessioning with friends. I spent a lot of time riding with teammate Craig Cunningham, and as well as some of my girlfriends, Sensi Graves and Claire Lutz. And it's really, really fun to just get on the water, ride with friends, just kind of feed off that energy of each other. So if I'd have to choose one thing, that's probably my favorite thing about kiteboarding. My favorite trick, it's really hard for me to say. one favorite trick, but I'd have to say that learning the scarecrow off the kicker in my first heat was really, really fun, and after I did it once, I just kept wanting to go back out and get that feeling again. So I'd probably say at the moment a scarecrow off the kicker, but I also think completing a whole slider is awesome because you have so much time to kind of play with it, and you can get into different positions, do something off the slider. So a good solid slider hit always feels really good. I mean, for me personally, I love to have other women on the water because you can get more motivated from them, I think, because I see a guy do something and they muscle it around, they pull it super hard, and they say their words of encouragement are go bigger, go harder, go faster. And I love to kite with other women because it's a little more of a game of finesse. We learn little tricks and little ways that we can do it, do some of the same tricks the boys are doing, but we do it in our own way. So after I leave Cape Hatteras, I'm headed to Hood River, Oregon, and we have a few events coming up this summer. There's Kiteboarding for Cancer, which is probably one of my most favorite events. It's an amateur event, and it's all to raise money for Athletes for Cancer. But it's really fun because it's derby. It's not a freestyle slide or anything to do with that. It is a derby race. So I think last year we had over 200 competitors, and it's a 6-hour endurance race. So it's a great time. We raise a ton of money. I'm really looking forward to that one. And then I'll also be hitting up the Canadian Nationals up in Squamish in August. Thanks for watching my profile, and sorry for my post-Triple S voice.